English doesn't really have all the words that connect you to the angelic force of consciousness, correct? But yet, it's become the dominant language in the world. And maybe that's one reason the world is more flat and three-dimensional, because the language keeps you at almost that three-dimensional level. Does that make sense? Where like that. So now they say, if you're having children, what are the two languages? They say Chinese and Spanish. But again, it's not for consciousness reasons, it's for commerce reasons, it's for business reasons, it's for the economics of what you need to know to be, once again, the third dimensional successful person on this earth. And I say that that which the scriptures were written in, such as the Torah, such as perhaps the Bible in Aramaic, the Quran, and all of those that have held history for long periods of time, maybe that's the language we need to go to. The yogis had beautiful language in the sutras, the sound current, how it sounds, not even having to know what it means. And that Yogi Bhajan brought to America. Even if you were to say to somebody, Sat Nam, they may not know what Sat Nam means, but it makes them feel a certain way. And we were able then to understand more sound current. And there was a woman, her name was Mae West. Did anyone know Mae West? She was kind of a, we call it in America, a floozy. She was like this, and she did all this in the 30s. It's not what you say, it's the way that you say it. That's all, brother, that's all. It's not what you do, it's the way that you do it. That's all, brother, that's all. And she was next to a piano in a bar, and she'd sing this, but the words are so true. So tonight's subject is excellence. Okay. I think excellence is something that you have to develop deep inside of yourself. Some of us learn it from our parents. We learn truth. We learn what's right, what's wrong. We learn commitment. We learn to honor our words, and on and on. And that builds character of who you are. And you're remembered with your acts and with your deeds, not the way that you look, not the clothes you wore, although people may say, she dressed so wonderfully, but she wasn't a nice person. Or she looks so beautiful, but she never keeps her word, or she gossips, or she on and on. So it's your character that follows you, that creates who you are on the planet. And actually, when you leave the earth, you're remembered by your character, by your deeds, by what you did, what you said, if you were honorable. People will say, this person was so honorable. There's a story that I love to tell of a man who, his wife, he was an old man, his wife was in a nursing home, and she has Alzheimer's. You know Alzheimer's disease? Okay. She couldn't even remember who he was. No clue. Like, who is this man? Why is he in my room? So people said to him, he had gone for a number of years to visit her every single day. And people would say to him, why do you go? She doesn't even know who you are. What difference does it make? And you know what he said? I know who she is. That's character. That's excellence. Most people don't know what I'm talking about unless they had teachers. Maybe a mother, maybe a father, maybe a rabbi, maybe somebody who taught them excellence. I think it's a child's nature to be excellent. But then they go to school, and the teachers do not continue the education. Life experiences without the support of those around them to always return them back to their excellence, to their souls, the conditioning of the mind, they will forget. So as we work today and as you leave here and live your lives, it can be a conversation you have with yourself. We're in the middle of something. Am I being excellent? Is my actions aligning with my excellence, which means my soul? Because your soul is pure light. Everybody's soul is pure light. Everyone came in to help create that pure soul. Yes, some came with a deeper burden, heavier karma, we say. But the potential of every human being is to come into that light of the soul. Whether you do it in this lifetime or come back over and over and over is the potential, and it must happen. And that's just it. So we can help each other along. We can live for each other and not at each other. We can also break the borders of all human beings. All souls are one. All souls are born under one creative force of the universe. Ekonkar Satnam Siddhi Waheguru. There is no color that God likes more. There is no country God likes more. There is no peoples. No men, no women, no anyone. God loves all. Yogi Bhajan came with an expression, if you can't see God in all, what is it? Then you don't see God at all. That's really big. Because many of us, including myself, do not have the developed mind. We get used to seeing somebody and we classify them. She has glasses. And then you remember everybody in your life who had glasses. You don't think I'm remembering everyone who has glasses, but you are. Or brown rim glasses, therefore. And your mind starts collecting information of who this person is, and then you don't see that person anymore. You see your mother, you see your brother, you see your ex-husband, you see your third grade school teacher, you see your father, and you never see that person. And when you come up into heightened consciousness, then you start seeing that person right there. But it takes great alertness, and it really takes a great amount of work. But work is a worship. Work is why we're here. You open a pomegranate and really look into it. It's like looking at the whole human race, isn't it? The whole universe. The colors, the way the light hits and goes through each bead. But the big question is, do you have time and patience to sit and eat it? In America they don't. They'll just juice it. Let's just put it through the juicer. We don't have time. We can't sit around as a family, as a community, and eat. I don't have time. Juice it. I don't have time to eat a carrot. Juice it. I don't have time to fix food. Buy it frozen. Go to McDonald's, right? Someone will come up and say, like, they think I'm like Mother Mary or something, right? Honey, we're not getting this fixed, right? So I should take it off. Okay. They would come up and say, I have to tell you something. This is in America. I don't think it's much here. I smoke cigarettes. And I would say, good. Keep smoking. I come up and I'm this, I'm that. I'm still doing. So I say, fine, keep doing it. And then I say, but add Kundalini yoga and meditation to it. Instead of saying you're bad, it's wrong, you put something good on top, then what happens? You do this, and then the cigarettes want to go. The other things you want to clear out of your life, they just go. Not by ripping them and saying you're bad, or it's a sin, or right, wrong. You have to have an experience to replace an experience, or why stop, right? To have the experience of self-love. And you know, sometimes with cigarette smoking, it's very interesting, because I used to smoke too. I watch somebody, because in America it's against the law. You can't smoke in restaurants or anything, or in offices. So I watch these people by themselves outside an office on their office break with that relationship with one cigarette. And it's really, in a sense, like yoga. They're making the connection with their breath. And if you watch that first inhale, they're there. The only difference is that they have an addiction on top of just the breath. But I always say it's the connection that everybody wants to make with their breath, because their breath takes them to their soul, and their soul takes them to their excellence. The only problem or challenge with this, like drinking a lot till you get drunk, they all want the connection. They want the connection to their soul. So some people feel so inhibited and so contracted. But if they drink a little, then they feel more free and more happy, and they feel like they can be themselves. But the only side product to that is the addiction. And then the addiction separates you from your soul. That's the only thing that's different. So to put judgment on it, a wise person could never do. So it's like, if you see it brand new, it'll help so much, instead of the mind by its nature compares. And the conscious mind, the soul's mind, the excellent mind, has no comparison. So let's see if we can enter this with no comparison. Just let's pretend that you've never done yoga before. Because your mind, the nature of the mind is you'll start looking for familiarity. Let your presence speak louder than your words, and give them the experience through the technology that gives them the experience of their own excellence. You can talk, I can go on and on to you. You're so beautiful, you're so excellent, you're such a great human being. But you'll never know it until you know it. And that's through the experience. Right? Yeah. Okay, so with that, let's start the experience.